So, I literally just got done watching The Shape of Water. And, uh, warning, this contains spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. Um, uh, okay, so, uh, this movie, I'm going to have to do my review in pieces. So I'll get to the time and the ratings and the actors and all that crap after this part. So it may be in weird order. Um, this chick is mute and not deaf, okay? She's mute. There's a difference. And I mean, you can be mute and deaf, or you can be deaf and not mute, and you can be mute and not deaf. So she's mute, and she lives next to a homosexual artist, and she works at a government facility. And this looks like it was set back in the 50s or 60s. I'll have to check that fact. And at the facility they have caught a amphibious creature. Think the Black Lagoon, okay? He looks like that. But um he pretty much looks like that actually. And he's got the greenish scaly skin and um, the webbing between the fingers and toes and no tail or anything, but the fish eyes and the protective coating that goes over the eyes when he shuts the eyes, and he doesn't talk. He's got the fins and the gills and things like that. Well, of course, you've got the government that has him, and you've got the scientists that are interested in him, and the Russians. Um, the government wants him for manning uh, a ship into space because he can regulate his body in water and in on land. So they figure that he can survive better than a human because he can adjust his breathing and everything better than a human can. And one guy, there's always that one asshole that wants him dissected. And then the Russians want him as well because, they want him for same reasons. And you've got the sentimentalists that want to protect him. No, you can't dissect him because he's one of a kind and we can learn from him. And then you've got this girl that kind of connects with them through sign language. And so there's this whole E.T. thing kind of going on, which is done in a lot of movies, and it can be done very successfully, which in this movie, it's done very successfully. Um, the thing, I think I'm going to, oh, excuse me, put this in a separate section towards the end where it's like choose your own uh, area where, if you want to watch this, because those of you that have already seen this may want to, discuss this with me. And this part, yeah, that I'm gonna do that. Um, I don't know about you, but it's for those of you that are into romance and fairy tales, it's a romantic idea, don't you think? The girl saves the guy, and, they have this connection because neither one of them talk, you know, they don't talk like everybody else does. They have their own connection through touch and sign language and, oh, excuse me, eye contact, music, and food. And so that touches on your romantic idea. And then they get they get sex. They get it on. And I'm no prude. Uh, I don't know how I felt about that part, but that didn't bother me as much as, I could follow that. It's like, okay, fine. I, aliens have sex. I mean, look at Star Trek, aliens and humans have sex all the time. Look at Avatar, I was down with that. That was okay. And they didn't show it, which I was grateful for because I I I didn't want to see that little flap open up and the penis come out, as she described it with her hand gestures to her friend. But the part that bothered me the most was when she did her daydream singing routine, and they had the creature man dancing like on American Bandstand or something, like in a movie on the silver screen. That part bothered me more than anything else in the whole damn movie. Why? I don't know. What? It's like, what? You know what? Screw it. I'm not even gonna do a review. This is a discussion. I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand it was given her a voice. A voice because the one guy, his hair grew back, and the creature from the water healed his wounds. Okay, I get all that. But it just was so damn corny. Having him, he was such a noble creature, I thought, and then to have him dance like that, it just ruined the moment for me. It was their last moment together, and before, returning to the water, it was the night before. And that was the one moment that ruined ruined the mood. I I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think? I think this movie got a lot of awards, or was up for awards, nominated at least. I I've been wanting to not want to watch it. I put it off for a long time because everybody was making such a big deal about it and it was in my face. Kind of like when the original Jurassic Park came out, I purposely avoided it because it was in my face all the time. And when they do that with movies, I avoid them for a long ass time. I did that with um, that Disney movie too, Let It Go. I can't even think of the name. The hell's the name of that movie? Frozen. Yeah, Frozen. I did that with Frozen and many other movies because I hate when they're in my face. It gets sickening. So it's the same thing with this Shape of Water. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's the most amazing movie. Ah, yeah. You know, so, ah, but finally watching it, you know, I was like, at first I was like, okay, this is okay. And then I started seeing little quirky things. And then I said, oh, I see where this is going. She's going to make a friend. It's going to be E.T.-ish, you know. And I thought that was really cute, how she connected with food, with the egg, and then the music, and then the dancing, you know, before they got him out of there. And it was the speech that she gave, or the argument rather, that she gave her next door neighbor about saving him because her friend didn't want to save him. You know, he's like, there's nothing we can do. We're nobodies, blah, blah, blah. And she had that argument with him. I found that very powerful. And I was almost in tears. Almost. It was close, but not close enough to actually make me cry. But I was feeling it, you know? And she had a great argument because she was different and he was different. And she was like, if he doesn't matter, then I don't matter, you know, that kind of thing. So her getting him motivated and then him feeling like he was all alone and then the doctor, the Russian doctor helping them, that was great. And I just the ending was kind of, well, it wasn't kind of, it was actually um, exactly how I expected. It was predictable. The ending was very predictable for me. I knew she was going to end up. I didn't think about the Gil thing with the scratches on her neck. She probably was always meant to be in the water because, I mean, we saw her always loving her baths and masturbating in the bathtub and everything. So she was really meant to be in the water because when he was in the water, you know, he never really communicated either verbally. So he never made noises either. So, you know, she fit with him perfectly. Um, it's just too bad she left her friend behind, but what can you do, you know? So, yeah, I would say it was a good movie. I wouldn't think of it as one of those movies that I would give tons and tons of awards to. It wouldn't be on my list of favorite movies, that's for sure. If it was on, I would watch it, but it's not something that I could sit and watch over and over and over again. It's not like Dinner with Schmucks or Peter Rabbit or Clockwork Orange or any of, you know, it's not like Ant-Man or Deadpool, you know, it's not on that kind of list. I wouldn't purposely turn something else off to watch it, you know, like, oh, I'm jonesing to watch The Shape of Water, you know. um but it it was interesting, and I'm glad I watched it because uh, I think it's gonna probably be somewhere in cinematic history, maybe. And I do like that look of the 50s and 60s, with the Cadillac cars and the old TVs and the old telephones and things like that. I and the way they used to dress and things like that. I like that kind of. I like to see that from time to time instead of everything being modern. And I uh, I lost my train of thought. I like that, and I like that classy look to something, aged look, and I really think that the actors were great. Um, the monster fit with the time period as far as looks because I mean they could have really gone in and super CGI'd him, but would he have looked like he fit in the movie? This is like a movie you would have gone way back in the day and put your Cadillac in, gone to the drive-in theater, put your Cadillac in park, sat with your girl and put your top back, or gone into the movie theater with a bunch of friends back in the day, and watched the movie. He fit in with the time period because I said, well, he kind of looks cheesy at first, because he looked like, I expected maybe he would look more real. But as you get watching it, you forget all about that because you concentrate on him as a person, as a living soul, and his feelings and his moods, and you forget about all that. At least I did. And you concentrate on the relationship and his relationships with other people and how he affected people. Oh my God, when he ate that cat. I kind of like that a lot. So he had to have meat. Oh, didn't that scientist say that he needed to have meat, and they were only feeding him eggs? So I mean, eggs have protein, right? But he was getting his omegas, but he needed to hunt. Damn it! So yeah, if I were to rate this movie, I probably would have given it 4 cheeses, but just because of that one part was so corny. I think that just her singing without the dance number would have made it better. That's me. What do you guys think? Um, okay, well, that's my feelings on The Shape of Water. I'm not going to bother doing up a whole fancy thing here. Um, this is no review, so I'm just going to make sure to put that this is spoiler, because some people may not have watched it yet. Was it just released to watch? I have no idea. I think it came out last year, but I'm still gonna put that there's spoilers in this. So feel free to drop a comment down below because I'd like to know if anybody's watched it and what you think. Um, okay. Talk to you guys later. Fishy, fishy. Oh, and then when those Russian guys were eating surf and turf, I was like, man, I want some of that. Bye.